Today we're going to hear from the new principal at H.E. McCracken Middle School, and Joy Nelson is here to give us the details on the Bluffton flyover construction. Welcome to the Bluffton News. I'm Annalisa Itcore, and we have a lot to cover: business, entertainment, and of course the latest local news. But first, let's start with Bluffton's current headlines. A man who once led the South Carolina chapter of the Hemlock Society, a group that supported allowing people to end their lives on their own terms, was found dead in his Bluffton home with his wife wounded nearby. Beaufort County deputies said 85-year-old Robert Jacobson was dead when officers arrived at the home in Sun City around 3 p.m. Friday, and a gun was found near his body. Jacobson's 80-year-old wife is in critical condition at the hospital with a gunshot wound. Preliminary autopsy reports indicate Jacobson died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Investigators are still trying to determine exactly what happened. A proposed new regional shopping center will bring nearly 250,000 square feet of retail space to Bluffton, including 2 large anchor businesses. It will also bring traffic. The development, currently dubbed Bluffton Gateway, will attract an estimated 11,400 vehicle trips daily to the corner of US 278 and SC 46. The center is expected to be open by late 2015 or early 2016. The Don Ryan Center for Innovation will interview 3 finalists Monday for its executive director position. The 3 candidates are Marianne Bassnagel of Hilton Head Island, who is the founder of It Matters LLC, Jennifer Bonnet of Atlanta, who is a community catalyst at the Advanced Technology Development Center, and David Nellums of Bluffton, who is a chief executive officer and president of Active Group Ventures in Narcos, Georgia. The Don Ryan Center began searching for a new executive director after former director Jordan Berliner resigned in May, stating he wanted to return to the business world where he had more than 30 years of experience. During Bluffton's Accommodations Tax Advisory Committee meeting last week, the Hilton Head Island Bluffton Chamber of Commerce and Visitors Convention Bureau requested $22,300 in accommodations tax money to fund billboard campaigns. Committee members recommended giving the chamber $15,000 while questioning the effectiveness of such campaigns. Bluffton Director of Finance and Administration Shirley Freeman said town council members will review the committee's recommendations and make final funding decisions at its next meeting August 13th. A South Carolina Highway Patrol cruiser and a Jeep collided Saturday afternoon on Buckwalter Parkway, flipping the Jeep onto its side. The collision happened near the Parker's gas station at the intersection of Buckwalter Parkway at Lake Point Drive. EMS was dispatched to the scene as a precaution, but fortunately, no injuries were reported. Walter William Glass, 41, was charged Wednesday with armed robbery, burglary, and the murder of Melanie Lowther of Pritchardville. He was denied bond on both counts of armed robbery and burglary. The murder charge will go before a circuit court judge. Deputies and emergency medical personnel found the body of Lowther, 60, in her home last Wednesday morning. The cause of death appeared to be blunt force trauma to her head with a metal object. Glass was identified as the suspect, and a search of Glass's residence resulted in the recovery of property belonging to Lowther as well as the suspected weapon. The investigation is ongoing. The Dixie Ponytails Traditional World Series brought players and their families pouring into Bluffton last week, and while the weather was less than cooperative, Hanahan, the South Carolina state champions, took home the big win. They beat if I can say this right, they beat Weewahitcha, Florida 6-1 at a championship game whose start was delayed 4 hours 25 minutes at Oscar J. Frazier Park. Host team Beaufort County put in a great showing, ultimately falling to Florida in the semifinals. And it was a great week in Bluffton for sports. Just last weekend, the Finns swim team placed 6th at the South Carolina Long Course State Championships and Summer Finale swim meet in Columbia. The Finns boys placed 5th in the state and the girls were 11th. The team also had 2 state champions in Jake Manassi, who won the male 100-meter and 200-meter backstroke, and Danielle Fasaszewski, who won the female 15 and over 1,500-meter freestyle. The Finns will have a short break before beginning practice for their short course season August 12th. And here's what's happening around the state. The York County Sheriff's Office is looking for 45-year-old Carmen Lilani Ariel of Charlotte, North Carolina. Her face is featured on social media, and she's been added to the list of accused criminals wanted by the county. She's wanted on charges of impersonating a law enforcement officer, trespassing, and giving false information. Ariel is accused of confiscating guest IDs at a Fort Mill hotel and claiming to work for the Secret Service. Police said the woman later called the same hotel 5 times and claimed to be an FBI agent. Authorities have identified the man who was trapped in his car for 3 days after rolling the vehicle in a remote part of Montana as 33-year-old Sean Lee of South Carolina. Lee remains hospitalized in the intensive care unit of St. Patrick Hospital in Missoula. A U.S. Forest Service fire crew working in the 9 Mile Ranger District west of Missoula found Lee trapped in his Chevy Impala Friday morning. Lee was conscious and able to talk to his rescuers, saying he was thirsty and in pain and that he'd been trapped in the car since about Tuesday. Authorities are investigating a fire that killed a 59-year-old Darlington woman in her home. Darlington County Coroner J. Todd Hardy said he pronounced Mildred McKnight dead at the hospital shortly after the blaze around 9 p.m. Saturday. The cause of the fire has not been determined. The State Law Enforcement Division is helping deputies investigate since the fire was fatal. The coroner says an autopsy has been ordered to determine the cause of McKnight's death. For more information on these headlines and more, please check out the media sources you see listed on your screen. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Coming up, BJ Frazier of the Bluffton Sun brings us the buzz in Bluffton with hot off the presses, and we have an exciting Bluffton business report courtesy of Shelley West Hodges.
Welcome to Brown Golf, where playing here has its rewards. Purchase a 20-round package of golf prior to May 1st, 2013 and receive a full day with yours truly. That's 18 holes of golf, 2-hour mini school, and lunch. To purchase that package, go to browngolfmanagement.com. That's browngolfmanagement.com. Now, let's go humble the golf course.
Welcome back to the Bluffton News. Joining me now is BJ Frazier from the Bluffton Sun with our hot off the presses report. So BJ, something has been banned in Bluffton. I think this is very good news. Tell us about it.
Yeah, well, it actually hasn't been finalized yet, but the Beaufort County Council has followed the lead of Hilton Head Island and has proposed that the committee has proposed that we ban texting or using other electronic devices while you're driving throughout the entire county. And of course, that would be great news because we all know, as tempting as it is to text, it's very dangerous to even read or whatever. So they are now going to go before committee, and hopefully they'll be able to implement that in a very short time. Now, Sheriff Tanner has said, okay, hold it. Before we do it, we're going to make sure that emergency responders and his sheriffs can use those devices while they're driving, of course, during emergencies.
Right. Well, you and I come from a generation where the most dangerous thing we did was eat. And of course, I always put on makeup in my car. But I'm glad they're making us put the phones down. I think it'll make the roads a lot safer. Absolutely. And speaking of roads, Bluffton is going on yet another road trip.
Yeah, it seems the never-ending construction that you see around, all good stuff, and including the, of course, widening to 6 lanes from Persimmon on up to 170. But what that's going to do to Island West is they're going to close off those crossover median entryways, so you can no longer cross into and get into Island West or exit onto 278. So they're going to build a network of roads through Island West that's going to connect up to a light just further down on 278. So the bad news is they're not going to be able to cross over there, but the good news is they will have a light so they can safely go east or west.
That's great. And, you know, the construction can be aggravating, but it's all to making Bluffton more navigable, so that's Absolutely. A good thing. And finally, real quick, what project is finally wrapping it up in Bluffton?
Well, the Wharf Street redevelopment housing has been going on for several years now, and it got off to a slow start, and there were some on the council and others felt that the town of Bluffton should not be in the housing market. But good news is it's the final house of the 6 is closing today. It's going to be a wonderful way to go down Wharf Street now because those 6 beautiful new homes replaced dilapidated buildings, and the town of Bluffton recouped their $338,000 investment with about 1.2 in stimulus grants and federal grants. So good news, Bluffton's even prettier looking down on Wharf Street.
Excellent. And of course, I know we can find more information on these stories where?
This week's Bluffton Sun. Enjoy it.
BJ, thanks so much for being here. We're now going to head on out to Shelley West Hodges. She's been hard at work putting together this week's Bluffton Business Report.
Hi, I'm out here today in downtown Bluffton at the beautiful promenade with Corner Perk owner Josh Cook, and we have just celebrated a grand opening and very excited to be here. Josh, tell us a little bit about Corner Perk and when you're anticipating to have your building done here.
I'm Josh from the Corner Perk. We are building this brand new building. It's going to be a 2-story building, total of about 2,800 square feet. Half of that will be on the main floor, and we're creating a coffee house slash restaurant slash dessert bar. It's starting today, and we should be finished by the end of the year. Hopefully it'll be a nice Christmas present for us.
Well, Josh, you've been a great addition to the community and really been instrumental in a campaign for Buy Local, Love Bluffton. And I'd like for you to tell people a little bit about that campaign and how that's going around town.
Sure. We started out Love Bluffton, Buy Local as a way to just encourage people to spend their money in the local economy. Hardworking, local, independent business owners like myself put a lot of effort, a lot of love, a lot of care into the products they put out. And I think it's in a day and age where we have big box stores that are very difficult to compete with, even national corporations that you just can't compete with on a marketing and advertising scale. Little shops like ours are even more important to support. It helps the local economy. The sustainability and energy costs are much lower for getting products to people. It's a good thing.
Okay, and what a perfect place for Corner Perk to be downtown at the promenade, because we do have a lot of quaint local businesses down here. Great vision with Bill Herb Kurzman, who owns part of the promenade here, and you had a great turnout today. Congratulations, and I believe you had some council people here from the town as well.
Yeah, we did. Thank you. We had actually a very good showing from the town of Bluffton today. A lot of the town staff and town council, some county council, Bill Herb Kurzman and Bill Bowers were here. I couldn't be happier and more enthused about the turnout.
Well, we're very excited. Congratulations again, Josh. Thank you for your time, and thank you for having us downtown today. We look forward to the new Corner Perk in downtown Bluffton. And that's Shelley West Hodges with the Greater Bluffton Chamber. Back to you.
Thanks, Shelley. It sounds like it was an exciting week. When we return, we will meet the principal of H.E. McCracken Middle School, and we will also get all of the details on what we see happening with the Bluffton flyover construction.
Have you noticed all of the people, activity, construction, and new business on Buckwalter Parkway? Buckwalter Place is a 94-acre knowledge-based, mixed-use, new town development in Bluffton, South Carolina, and is the focus and nexus of a significant amount of economic, commercial, governmental, educational, entertainment, social, and cultural activity in southern Beaufort County. If you haven't already, visit Buckwalter Place and experience it for yourself. Buckwalter Place. Live well. Connected.
Welcome back to the Bluffton News. Joining us now is Joy Nelson. She is the Public Information Officer for Beaufort County. And Joy, we all know you as the woman in the know, and you're bringing us some great information about a headline we had last week. The Bluffton flyover construction has finally started. What can you tell us about that?
It has. It actually got underway at the very beginning of May, but there was a lot of talk of, okay, I'm not seeing anything that's going on. You say that construction's underway, but not really seeing any dirt being moved. Well, actually, it took several weeks for the contractor to bring in the heavy equipment that's going to be used to build the flyover.
Well, so I know last week we did start to see some visible changes. What exactly are the crews doing now?
The first thing that the crews have done is they built a 90-foot hole. and it's a drill shaft basically. And after they built the hole, they lowered this large it looked like a cable cage down into the hole, and then they filled it with cement. There are going to be 56 more of these drill shafts built, and ultimately it's going to be holding up the flyover over the marsh.
Wow, 90 feet, that's deep. I don't know. I mean, I really, these guys have to be so brave. Now, what other things have we seen going on out there?
One thing that motorists are really going to notice right now when they cross over the bridges to Hilton Head from Bluffton is there is a wooden trestle that is being built out over the marsh. And there are two reasons why that trestle was built. The first being construction crews need that walkway to get out over the marsh to put other equipment where it needs to go. But what's interesting is when you see the path of the wooden trestle, it actually will take the path of the road when the flyover is built. So if people really want to see, kind of visualize where this is going to go, that's how it's going to be built.
Okay, now when is this construction going to be done?
It's going to be a long project, so I'm asking for everyone's patience. It's going to take about 30 months, so we're looking at the fall of 2015 before it's completed. But ultimately, people have to understand that this flyover, council approved this flyover for the well-being of Beaufort County citizens. You know, if there was an evacuation that was called for Hilton Head Island, this flyover will make it easier, faster, and safer for people to get off the island. And ultimately, that's council's goal. What is the safety for the Beaufort County citizens? And that's why it was approved.
Well, and I don't think that's much of a timeline at all, considering what they are accomplishing. How expensive is this going to be?
It's going to be it's estimated at $38 million. So
Okay.
it's pricey.
And where is that money going to come from?
Good question. 15 million of it is actually coming from a highway grant. The rest of the money is going to be coming from the 1% sales tax referendum that Beaufort County citizens approved several years ago. And that 1% sales tax is not only funding this project, but it's funding several other construction projects in Beaufort County as well.
Well, that is fantastic, Joy. So informative. We so look forward to having you back with more interesting news for Bluffton.
Absolutely.
I am delighted now to welcome Todd Bornschauer, who is the principal of H.E. McCracken Middle School. Principal, why don't you start off by telling us how you landed at H.E. McCracken?
Well, it's really been an amazing road for my family and me. Just a month and a half ago, we had plans of ending a school year in Aiken, a successful year, and starting a new one, and just decided to make that application. And just within a short month and a half, a lot has happened, and you never know where life's going to take you, and that's pretty much been the story for the Bornschauer family.
That's very exciting, and we're delighted to have you here. Now, what are your priorities as principal?
Well, it's no secret that over the last year, McCracken has had its fair share of negative stories with the public and some of the issues within the school. And so, you know, one of my first goals is just to reach out and connect with this community and get the good word out. There are so many times more good things that have happened over the last year that have been grossly overshadowed by the negative. And so we hope to grow our School Improvement Council and our parent-teacher organization and get the parents in the school and get the school into the community and just really engage.
Now, speaking of good things, what are you most excited about for the coming year?
There's a lot to be excited about. Our School Improvement Council and PTO has already embraced the mantra, "Together we will." And together we will start new programs. We have a new dance program based on the popular requests of students. We are starting a teacher preparation program, which is really exciting for me. We will be promoting our profession from the students and teaching them about our profession. We have new solar panels going on the roof, and they will be preheating hot water, and it's an incredible opportunity for our students to engage in the software that tracks the use of that solar energy and just do really incredible things in the classroom across all disciplines and tying it into the new Common Core standards. So there's a lot to be excited about.
Well, it sounds like you definitely have a plan for action. What message do you want our viewers to take away from this interview?
I want our community to engage with us. We're going to reach out to you. We want you involved. We want you in our School Improvement Council. We want you on our parent-teacher organization, and not just the parents. We business and industry in this area, we want your involvement. We want your take on what's happening in our school. We want your opinions. And the best way to do that is through the formal engagement in processes like the School Improvement Council. We just hope to engage you, and we hope that you will likewise embrace our new faculty and staff the way I've been embraced by Aiken County and folks in general.
Right. Well, I'll tell you, it sounds like you've got a great year planned. I'm very excited to have you back with us again, maybe a few months from now, and see how that vision is working out. Thank you so much for joining us, Principal.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me today.
How's the air temp at your house? Hotter? Colder? Never fear, Season 7 at Covert Air is now underway. If your home is not in the comfort zone, we can be on the scene today. Clean a little coil, find a little leak. If it's over the hill, replace it. Summer's coming, have no worries. Sit back, relax, and stay cool. Covert Air to the rescue! Available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Thank you for returning with us on the Bluffton News. We are now going to head out to Kim Viljak. You know, with summer starting to wind down, our entertainment reporter has some suggestions to eke out every last minute of fun.
Hey guys, out here at the Farmers Market of Bluffton, I'm here with Gary Porth, and he has some delicious stuff. Gary, tell us about Sally's Greatest.
Thanks, Kim. These are Sally's Greatest fruit and herbal jams, and they're made with all fresh hand-chopped herbs, fresh fruits, and we have several different flavors. Today we're featuring a blueberry lavender. Sally likes to feature that with a blue cheese. She calls it blue on blue. They all pair with different foods depending on what flavor jam you have. We have a strawberry basil.
Now this is the famous one, right?
This is the one that started the craziness. As I tell people, back in 2010, Sally won an award in the Garden and Gun Made in the South Awards for her strawberry basil jam, and that's what started it all. We came to market with 6 flavors, and have since then added the 2 fig flavors, which is the fig sweet onion rosemary and the lemon basil fig. And we also added the blackberry spice sage last fall in conjunction with the holiday season. So we have a total of 9 flavors now. Peach pepper ginger, which I don't have out today, was actually featured in the Oprah magazine, the O magazine, and Oprah actually wrote a little blurb about it in the December magazine in 2012. So we're very happy to be included in her favorite things list with our jams. It's my pleasure to be here. I always enjoy coming down and seeing the people. The people are so nice.
You just keep that fig jam coming with the goat cheese, and we'll be friends.
We'll do that.
Abby, you've got some pretty neat merchandise here on the table. Tell us about what the market has.
We have a lot. We have some fun totes behind us here to carry all your goodies. We also have a bunch of t-shirts that promote the market and talk about Bluffton, South Carolina.
The Farmers Market of Bluffton is in a contest with the American Farmland Trust.
Yes, you might have seen this little sticker, no farms, no food. And you can vote for us as the #1 market, your favorite market. We're currently 11th in the country.
The Bluffton Boiled Peanut Cook-Off will be held August 24th from 2 to 8 p.m. on Calhoun Street. We're going to have events all day. Starting at 2, we're going to have food vendors, craft beer, peanut eating contest, Miss Peanut and Little Goober contest. All proceeds are going to go to local charities. It's going to be winner choice. It's audience vote. People are going to be able to come, enjoy peanuts all day, enjoy live music, Tom Hall and the Plowboys. It's going to be bigger and better, and we're really getting excited.
Olivia, how's it going today?
It's going good. The #1 seller is okra.
Really?
Okra and tomatoes, yeah. St. Helena on Peaches Hill Circle.
We're answering people's questions if they have any gardening issues. In this summer heat with all the rain, we've had plenty of questions. We also provide programs 2:30 on Thursdays. There'll be a lecture.
The health benefits of honey, and then we also had a fellow talking about growing citrus in the low country, which is something I always have trouble with.
Also, Rent a Master Gardener, where a homeowner can rent us for $50 and a team of master gardeners comes out and walks their property.
Well, thank you for being out here with us. We appreciate that.
Sure, my pleasure.
Thanks, guys. Back to you.
Thanks so much, Kim. Thank you for joining me for the news program that is all Bluffton all the time. I'm Annalisa Itkor for the Bluffton News. We'll see you next time.